Good morning, everyone. This is Zoology on September 22nd. I'm Mr. Sheridan, and let's get right into it today. We are going to talk about rabbit anatomy and the body parts associated with rabbits. So if you go into your Google Classroom, the first thing that we always do, make sure you do your daily attendance and your daily check-in. Please do both of those. Your agenda is posted here, and in week 6, if you look, this is what is posted for today's assignment. Your task will be to open this PDF file in Notability and actually to write in all of these body parts. They all match up. There's just as many words over here as there are spaces out here. Some of these are a little bit tough to see, but I think that if you zoom in, you can see where exactly it's pointing to. So let's get into it. I'm going to use a different document to go through some of the things that we're talking about when we are talking about rabbits. So let's go over the basics first. Let's first talk about, we've got ears and eyes and our nose and our mouth, our toes and toenails, and our tail. Okay, those are the things that I think without having a whole lot of livestock background or knowing a lot of things, I think you could probably manage to get those things. So let's talk about some of the more specific ones. First, we have what we call our foreleg and our hind leg. Obviously, this foreleg would be in front, hind leg is behind. A couple other things that we need to point out. First of all, on rabbits, and we are going to talk about sexing rabbits and figuring out everything that I've read, they've got to be a few weeks old before you can really tell whether they're males or females. But as they get older, it becomes much easier. So the one thing that you can look at is female rabbits actually develop a dewlap, and they do that because when they actually pull their fur, when they're making their nest, when they're having babies, they actually make some of that skin become loose. So they'll develop a dewlap as they get older. Not one of the things that you need to identify on your assignment for today. So this would be your ribs and your chest cavity up here where we need to be very sensitive. Then we kind of break the body into a few different parts. So we have the head up here, then this entire area we're going to call the shoulder. That when you're handling rabbits, you're going to grab them by the nape of the ear, not by the skin back here. You're going to handle them by grabbing a firm hold on those ears, but not pulling the skin away from the meat back here. That's how you get a looser handle. That's how you can actually damage some of that fat and that meat that's right back here if you're dealing with meat rabbits. So we've got our shoulder section here, and then we move into sort of a midsection, and then we have you can call these forequarters. That term isn't used a whole lot, but we do talk about hindquarters, and that would be the rear part of the rabbit. The loin, obviously, for those of you who have a background in larger livestock, the loin is our most important and most valuable cut of meat, and rabbits would be the same thing. Our loin is located right along the top line. Very easy to handle. It's the largest cut of meat on a rabbit. We have our hind leg here. Rabbit genitals are located right underneath their tail. And then this is one that I wanted to point out as well. It's because it's a little bit different than what we typically talk about in livestock. So in cattle, sheep, and hogs, which is what I'm most familiar with, when we talk about the stifle, we're talking about the leg muscle that's kind of inside the hind legs is what we call the stifle. Well, in this case, the stifle is actually located kind of at the front of where this rear leg is coming forward, is where we're going to call the stifle on a rabbit. So I think that that's going to give you a really good idea of where you need to start. I think our stomach is located down in here a little bit. I'm looking at some other just to make sure that we covered everything that is on there. And I think that we have. So again, for today, what I like you to do is go back to your Google Classroom and complete this rabbit anatomy sheet in Notability so that you can actually write those in there. If you need any help with that at all, please let me know. Otherwise, I hope you all have a wonderful day, and we'll talk to you soon.